One. Hello, everyone, and good night. This is Matthew Farquharson, the Business Motivator, and this is the Business Motivation Podcast, episode number 10. Yes, we've finally reached double figures on this podcast. And with me tonight is someone who doesn't really need any introduction, but you know, his name is Chevaughn Walker, and he is the founder of ByTheirSuits. Chevaughn, for those who have been living under a rock, you can say a few words.
Hey, evening family, evening friends. I am Chevaughn, as Matthew says, founder of ByTheirSuits. I tend to, I won't even say wear a number of hats, but I tend to dabble a lot in a lot of things. I ByTheirSuits is one that we're going to talk about. Most people know me from Humble, where I tend to do a little bit of singing. And for other people would know me as I guess a musician as well. For those who probably don't know that I sing,
Okay.
would know that I play a little bit. Yeah, but that's me in a
All right.
nutshell.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for that. Yes, I do recognize that you were very adept at playing the keyboard. All right. But we're not going to discuss that tonight. Maybe on another podcast if he returns. We're going to look at his other artistic talent, fashion. I consider it an art. And as you can see how well dressed he is, that, he is somebody who is well versed and interested in the art. But speaking of being interested in the art, Mr. Chevaughn, like where did this interest come from? Like, were you always somebody who was into this kind of thing?
It's funny you asked that question. While you asked it, my mind kind of went back to as far back as primary school.
Okay.
So my sister, she probably doesn't even know this, but she's very instrumental in my development as a fashion artist, as you put it. I can remember as far back where if going back to church or going to church on Sabbaths, where she would, make sure that I have my clothes buttoned properly, make sure that, I'd ask her for advice. Does this tie work? Does this? I don't think back then I used to wear pocket square or Filipino, more tie,
Mhm.
shirt and tie. So does this tie go well with this shirt? And she would say yes, or she said no, try this one.
Okay.
Do this one, do that one. So I have three sisters. The middle one, Jodie, and she is
Wait, hold
she is
on.
yeah man yeah
I honestly didn't know you had sisters at all, though.
yeah
I'm
man.
thinking about.
I have a big family actually. I have three sisters, one brother, one mother, and one father.
Wow. All right. I didn't know that, so thanks for sharing that.
Yeah
All
man, no
right. So,
problem.
uh,
Yeah,
so you said your sister was very instrumental in you being able to eventually decide on what you want to wear to church and stuff like that. And I have seen the benefits of that because I would see you guys. For those who don't know, I sing as well in a singing group. So
absolutely.
I would see this guy a lot when we go to events, and I would always, wonder like, yo, oh the man them looks so sharp, man. Like, I have to wonder how. So so now that you've got the foundation as a child about how to dress and to look presentable for church and all those things.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if, well, run me through it. Like, how did that evolve into,
to where it is now.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Run me through it.
Well, so fashion started there.
Right.
In, I guess I'd say, in the tender ages, primary school, and uh, but then of course fashion itself has evolved, and I remember a very instrumental, or I'd even say monumental, part in my life, or in our life as a group, uh, a cappella group home, is when we went to the first time we went to Atlanta to sing. We we stayed by a very good friend, family members for some of us, in Dale Brown. Dale Brown is he's Jamaican, living in Atlanta at the time, and I remember the first Friday evening that we went there. He he said, we sit down and we gather and we kind of set our brains and say, okay, so we're going to church tomorrow, and everybody take out them thing with them, them red shirt and them red tie, and or them pink shirt and them pink ties, and they laugh. I mean, they laugh after it. Just can't.
Wow.
If I say, "Oh, not going that," I say, "What do you mean?" And he literally sat us down and taught us, the I'd say the bigger world of fashion,
Okay.
where where we color block, and you blend colors together as opposed to you matching. So it moved from our red shirts and red ties to probably red shirts and a black tie with a black blazer, and then a black pocket square or a red pocket square with a
Wow.
red lapel pin, and it really evolved. So Dale Brown was very, very instrumental in taking us, and I'd say specifically me, from just from where I was in terms of fashion. I'd say the primary level of fashion, and growing and grooming me through color blocking, and through advancing into where I think I can stand on a good footing now.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
so Dale Brown is very, very, very true.
All right. So shout out to Mr. Dale Brown.
Yeah, man,
Wonderful,
big up
wonderful
Stan Dale.
work. You keep mentioning this color blocking thing. For those who are not aware of these things, like me, for example, like what exactly does that mean?
The color blocking is a true art. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in it. I leave that for Dale. But
No
color
problem.
blocking is a true art where, as opposed to just matching colors,
Right.
um, it's where you use two colors that you might think, or two, whether it be colors or patterns or shades that one wouldn't necessarily use, um, to add a nice blend. So it's all about the spectrum and where the
Interesting.
colors fit on the spectrum. So, for example, one would look to wear a shade of navy blue
Mm-hmm.
with uh with, for example, light brown. Um, Now, generally, when you think about it on the fly, you'd say, if I'm going to wear navy blue, then probably wouldn't wear brown. However, it's really an art to put the two colors together to make them complement each other.
All right. So it's basically like painting a picture,
It is. It's
right?
exactly
And
painting a picture.
the human body would be used as the what's the word, canvas, or the to put the paint
Absolutely.
on.
Canvas, yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm a fast learner.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah. So well, that's a very in depth way to look at it. I wasn't really, as we would say, never done made it like that. Okay. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Again, shout out to Mr. Brown. Um, going to as someone who has learned from Mr. Brown, and I guess he was a mentor of some sort, right?
Absolutely.
I have been speaking to people, how many episodes now, and several of them have mentioned the whole idea of mentorship and how important it is, and we can't stress that enough. As
Yeah.
Mr. Walker said, he's not an expert in this color blocking, concept, but he's getting there, and he has a mentor who can laugh him to scorn,
Yeah.
whenever he needs it, right? And it's always good to receive, constructive criticism, but you have to know what to do with it. Chevaughn has taken the mantle to, build it into something, and not to go, and just give up because, oh, he's being criticized. No. So speaking about, making this into something, like you said that you had a foundation from a child, you got your criticism and your mentoring, and know what really drove you to make that final decision to, I'm gonna start a business with this.
All right. So I have to give that credit to my wife. So it all started, of course, every Sabbath as custom. We go to church, and we I like to dress up. I like to look good. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel confident. Um, so we dress up every Sabbath, and I remember her saying to me one day, you dress up every Sabbath. Why not, take some pictures and create something? Now, this is me. I I'll dress up, sure, and it was when I reach back home, take off my clothes till Saturday night, obey and jumping on the bed, man. I never take a picture today. And that will happen every summer. But she kind of just guided me to be a little bit more intentional. Create a page not just for me, but the purpose of the page really was to just to offer some guidance and some assistance into how to dress, how to attire yourself, how to carry yourself as a man, as a gentleman, uh, and deeper yet, it's how to do it on a budget. No,
Ah,
no,
interesting.
that was the key thing because as a group, humble, we we all go out and we will look good and we dress well. However, what many people don't know is that on the Friday night or the Sabbath morning, especially if we're all staying at the same place, the Sabbath morning, we're getting ready. A man will say, "Yo, I gotta wear the jacket there." A man will say, "Yo, who have a black pocket square can carry?" A man say, "Yeah, man, me carry." Man say, "Yo, give me a black lapel pin," and yeah, man, he will carry. So we just we just rotate it. It might look like we have a lot of clothes, but we really don't. Sorry for telling everybody the secret, guys, but
I
but
mean,
that's and outside of that, um, they it's deeper yet is the little things that we used to make. So, for example, this is probably a bad example. I should have probably thought about it before and bring a better example. But this is an actual pocket square
okay.
that we use to um you know that this is used for the purpose that it is used for. However, I remember times when we never had a pocket square that matched the clothing that we wanted, and
Okay.
so we either cut up a old tie
Mm,
or we cut a piece of a old shirt and cut it in the square, and we use it as a pocket square, and many people won't know. I have one, and hopefully I can find it um, where I can show you. It was that was a shirt. It was a shirt. Cut it into a pocket square
wow.
and put it in. So it was the ability to use the little things around the house, or little things in the closet to kind of style and make into what you really want to. And that
Wow.
was the it was upon that my wife really said, "Hey." I think people need to see this.
Very
I think
creative.
people need to know how to do this kind of thing, because fashion, the world of fashion is, I'd say, mistakenly so, or it's perceived, I should say, as an expensive world, when it really doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Like you said, it's an art form. We are the canvas, and we are the painters. So being the painter, you get to budget how much you want to spend on the paint, as long as you put the put the the pieces together correctly
All
and
right.
well, then you can determine. Nobody going to say, the painting here look cheap, for argument's sake, if it is presented properly, you know. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell.
Wow.
Again, that's kind of
Okay.
where it was birthed.
Okay.
Yeah,
So thank you for sharing that. A very interesting origin story there. Trust me, I was one of those that did not notice that you guys were, being so creative with your dressing. I just,
yeah, man.
I just, sister wanna dress nice, slightly enviously looking and seeing, how wanna dress, and I say, so maybe I need to, apply for your services in the near future. Going back to the
Where's that?
name now, the name is very interesting to me.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna guess where the origin of this name came from. So you're a man of the
not
scripture.
because of,
You're a
indeed.
man of the scripture. So the word says, "By their fruits you shall know them."
Indeed.
So by your suits, you know, people will know you. That's what you're trying to say.
That is exactly it. That is exactly it. So by their suits, as you say, by their suits, you shall know me. You shall know us. That's
Okay.
exactly what it came from.
So there is a signature way of how you do your thing, and let's just get into it. What exactly do you do? You mentioned, giving advice to people on how to dress and whatever. So can you just expound a bit more on that for us, please?
Sure. All right. So as I was saying earlier, I kind of wear many hats. For my day job, a 9 to 5 job, I work with JPS
Oh,
as a
okay.
coordinator, work in the projects department. And for my not 9 to 5 job, which is the one that I enjoy most, um, which is what I'm going to tell you, is the whole suits
Okay.
and some of what we'll going in a little bit. I don't want to give it away too much. Let's just kind of stay here first. Uh, so I
Okay.
style, and I started styling without even knowing that's what I was doing. Um,
Okay.
Friends would ask me, "Yo, what do you think about this?" In the same way how as I was saying in primary school, I would have probably asked my sister, or I would ask Dale, what do you think about this or that? People started asking me,
Okay.
and I realized that, hey, this is something I like. I like the feeling. I like the fulfillment that it gives. I like the fulfillment that it gives the person when they put on the clothes and say, "Oh, yeah, man, this really fit me well." I can
Right.
remember about 2 years ago, 2022, 2020. Yes, 2 years ago. Now, one of my friends, he was getting married, and from him proposed to him wife, tell your wife, say, don't worry about what you have to wear, leave it to me.
All
And
right.
and we just we worked on a couple of things. They got the colors that they wanted. Uh, they decided on the colors that they wanted for the wedding, and we went to a tailor that we knew. Went to the tailor, told the tailor exactly what he wanted. Um, he made the deposit, and everything was going well. 2 weeks before the wedding, he went to fit, and He originally wanted a burgundy suit, and he got a red suit,
Wow.
bright red suit.
Way different.
Listen, at this point now, this was like I said, it was two. So the wedding was um so this was a Friday. The wedding was not the Sunday, but the following Sunday.
Okay.
And we were wondering, listen, what is it that we're going to do? I remember when I look at the suit, I remember saying, okay, this is not a burgundy suit, but mm, can probably work. The time would probably have to make it work, you know. But I remember when my friend reached home, he called me. Matter of fact, before he reached home, he called me and said, Chev, this not gonna work, this I never want, not gonna work. And I said, all right, relax, we're gonna fix it. And the following week, I remember us walking out, all of downtown, walking out all of Harper Tree, trying to now not necessarily find a burgundy suit, but find something for him to wear. And I had an idea. So I said, okay, you want burgundy? Let's go with something that would add a little bit of style and and still add some, some flavor. I'm going to try to find a picture so that you can have it. Uh, so he, in the end, he wore a burgundy pants,
Okay.
white blazer, and I got another tailor to pipe the blazer with a burgundy piping on the lapel. So the burgundy came from here and piped the end of the blazer, and the tailor also made a burgundy and white bow tie and and a white a white pocket square with burgundy piping. It was really good, really, really, really,
I
really
mean,
nice.
I'm trying to picture it, and it sounds like it was really good.
Yeah, man, it was really nice, and how he felt when he put on the suit and looked in the mirror, he was very happy, and
Yes.
that made me very happy
Yes.
because he got more than what he wanted. He wanted
Right.
burgundy, didn't get it, but he got a burgundy and white, which I'm sure if he should choose again, that's the one that he would choose.
Right.
And when that happened, it kind of made me think, hey, let's do this. And from that, I go ahead and I've
Right.
styled a number of people for their weddings, um,
Mm-hmm.
and other functions. It's something that I love and really, really into.
Okay. So I guess whenever I'm gonna get married, I think I know who to call.
Absolutely.
All right. So guys, his links will be in the description. He's out here saving lives, man. Come on. That was a very inspiring story, and it
Thank you.
always goes back to the fact that you have to start your business with more than just the purpose of making money. It's about the
Absolutely.
fulfillment and joy you give to other people who, because of that, because they feel good, you feel good, and that keeps
Ex-
you going. The money alone
Exactly.
does not motivate you to continue. It's that feeling of fulfillment, and that's why we preach that over here on this channel. Get into something that you really love and find a way to monetize it. That way,
Absolutely.
you're going to run the course. You're going to go the full course. Um, episode 8, I think you guys should check it out, where I spoke to an event planner, Shakara McRae. She really went through some tough times, but yet still the business continued. Why? She had, that burning passion for what she does. And if it was just about the money, the rough times would have maybe ended the business. So that's what we're trying to encourage you to do. This young man here, anybody who is trying to start a business in this day and age. And I do encourage you to start. because you can never know what will happen. It's always good to have another source of income. And, if you do want to know a little bit more about, your business vision, I do have a free ebook. You can just email me. The email will be in the description and you can get it for free. As the name suggests, it's a free ebook, right? It's volume one. Volume two will be out soon. So just look out for that. All right. So I do have a question though, because I've been
Go ahead.
thinking about what you have been saying and the image consultant and all that stuff. But does fashion resonate, or does it match with different personality types?
Yeah, I think is fashion is a broad window, and it does, as you say, resonate, and it encapsulates everybody really. It's fashion for me doesn't necessarily walk with a set of people, a specific set of people.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, it does.
Okay, so what I was specifically asking though is that, for example, there are different personality types. Some would say introvert, extrovert, whatever. I don't know if you have noticed, because I'm just curious here. Would would an introvert naturally dress differently in terms of the colors that they would wear as opposed to an extrovert? Because I'm
Yeah,
hearing that the color red is mainly associated with extroverted people. I don't know if I'm correct about that.
I,
So, do
I
you have
think there
any
is a
opinion on that?
I think there is a science to it. I think
Okay.
people tend to dress how they think, how they feel. Uh, Case in point, you'll find, and of course this is not an absolute, but you'll find that people who live in colder climates will wear darker clothing. People in England, for example, will most likely wear darker clothing, uh, versus people who are from the tropics will wear, as I said, tropical colors, brighter
Okay.
colors. And even in that set, you will find subsets of people who dress day to day based on how they feel. So you'll find a person say, or a woman would say, I feel pretty today. I feel like I'm going to dress pretty. Um, and they will dress in probably most likely brighter colors than on a day where they feel where they are on a more somber mood or a more you know um
Okay.
yeah.
So, based on what you do, you would normally style people, and in this context, we don't mean to insult people, guys, for those that are listening. All right, so you would style people and you would use what you know about their personality and whatever, to help you to do your job, right?
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, as I always tell my, I guess I'll say my clients,
Yes,
uh, you you are the one who's wearing the clothes. So in as much as I would see something that looks good on you, you have to see it looking good on you.
right.
So where I'll help you, because you have people who don't know what they want, and they wouldn't know until they see it on them.
That's true.
Uh, However, I'm still guided by the kind of personality type, because if you are if you are outgoing, and if you are a risk taker as it relates to fashion, then I know say, okay,
Okay,
for a particular event, I can style it in a yellow pants, for example, as a male.
right.
Whereas someone who isn't as risky, I would never even bring that into the concept, into the atmosphere.
Yes.
And of course, it depends on, as I said, it depends on the event. It's a lot of factors. It depends on the event, depends on the age of the person, and
Mm-hmm.
how the personality type.
All right, awesome. And it seems that a lot of thought is actually put into this, and that's what a lot of people don't realize when they see people, dress certain way and plan certain events or whatever. They don't realize how much thought is put into it. Going into what this young man has to offer, I'm going to share my screen a little bit and show you some of his work. And so this is one example here, a very familiar looking young man in that picture. As you can see, I get this isn't fully yellow, but the yellow that you mentioned, I guess he's a risk taker. All right.
So that young man, and I guess you can just talk a little bit about them as you go on.
Yeah, sure.
Um, so that was a brunch.
Oh,
Um, right. So it was at a brunch. Function was a brunch. It was in the mid morning. So that has a lot as well to do with the type of colors and the type of wear. As you see, he has on a white blazer with a white button shirt, no tie, and I believe that was a checkered pants with yellow and green, and some other colors in there.
right.
Light, very light, very um,
Very pleasant looking.
right, and and he was styled in sneakers, which is another kind of look that people tend to go for now, especially in our age group. And with the
Okay.
event, if this event, for example, was in nighttime, then I would choose probably a different pants.
All right. So the colors, and the sneakers show that you're in a more lax kind of mood, you
Very
know,
correct.
and also showing that you're a risk taker by wearing pure white sneakers. Okay, moving on from that one. This one is interesting. I know
Yeah.
this person is one of the most outgoing persons I have seen. Not surprised that the
Absolutely.
color of the tie here. Like, I mean, walk me through this
Yeah.
one. This one looks quite interesting, as I said
So,
before.
but this one, I believe Justin. So this is Justin. Justin had a lot to do with this look. Justin is also very much into fashion. Personally, I love how he puts together his clothing. This is the type of color blocking that I was telling you about. So here he has on a navy blue pants with a green jacket and I think it's a purple shirt with a green floral tie. Now, if anybody should try to use navy blue, green, and purple, then the first inkling would be no, absolutely not. However,
You're right.
this is color blocking comes in. So solid colors with a floral tie. So the tie, the dark purple. Let's start there. The deeper purple kind of
Hmm.
aids a lot in bringing out the tie. It
Right.
really it really adds a lot of pop to the tie, and adds a little bit of personality and accent to the tie. The green also complements the tie very much,
Yeah, some
and
matching colors here.
absolutely.
Right.
And then he has a matching pocket square and lapel pin to follow. Now
Awesome.
this is also a very good one. I'm actually very very proud of him
I
for
mean,
putting it together.
yeah, it does look like it really enhances the picture as well, the background and everything. Awesome.
Yes,
Okay, so we're going to
absolutely. And
this
that
one now.
this is where also.
This
Yes,
one
so
is
this
interesting.
one, this is another wedding that I styled. So the groom for here, and this is Andrew. Andrew, big up yourself. The groom for here He actually ordered this suit online. It was a burgundy suit, very, very nice. Um, Not from the story that I was telling you initially,
Well, I
but
figured.
this actually came very, very, very good. So it was a burgundy suit, and I remember him telling me that he wanted that tie to wear, but he wasn't sure what tie to use to really bring the suit alive. And a very good friend of mine, Chris, that's Christopher Charlie from Statement Pieces by Chris, and you guys can look him up. He sells these glass ties or these hex ties, as they call it, HEX.
Oh, interesting.
So this is a glass tie, silver glass tie. I remember having it. And when Andrew came to me and told me that, and he wanted a tie to wear that was really you know different and that would really bring the color alive, my mind went to the glass tie, and I said straight away, "Don't worry yourself. I have the tie for you.
Wow.
You already know that also." And he wore that tie along with
Last
the
time.
pocket square and
Wow.
the lapel pin. Adds a bit of royalty, makes it look very regal.
Yes, it does. It does. I guess I just couldn't put in a term to it, but yeah, of course, a glass tie. You're going to stand out. I don't think I've ever seen this in person.
Yeah,
So and then this is the lapel pin, right?
right.
Right. It
I
it
believe that
really
has
has
a
a nice
crown.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm learning some new things here because I would have never really thought about that ever. Glass tie. Wow, that's crazy. All
Yeah,
right.
man.
So this is the kind of thing that you advise people to wear. Okay. All right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. So guys, of course, as I said before, links will be in the description for his page, his Instagram page, and you have a Facebook page.
Yeah, I hardly use Facebook, so anything that's on the Instagram really reflects on the Facebook when I post.
Well,
So Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook, everything will be in the description. All right. Cool. Anyway, so we've had a really good discussion. I have learned a lot. Trust me. I'm really considering, getting some advice from you in the near future. And I hope people who watch this will, really see that you're doing a good work and, you know, call you to give them some advice. Speaking of advice, do you have any last thing, to say to the viewers who are watching?
Absolutely, I do. Especially, so this is for everybody. However, I want to kind of direct some advice to us as men. There's another thing that I'm very passionate about: men's empowerment, and
Mhm.
you'll see that coming out in the near future as well. Some projects that I'm working on for us as men.
Oh, wait, hold on,
Men,
hold on. Yeah, before you go to your last points, I'm very
yeah.
sorry. What are some of these projects that you can just give a brief description. You don't have to tell us everything. We want to be
Okay.
surprised.
All right. So one of the things that I'm working on currently is, and you'll see me do it. You'll see me do a couple. You see me posting a couple of videos on my personal page, reflecting on the By Their Suits page, is really directed to men's empowerment. Because what I've found, and it's been on my heart for some time, for a couple of years now, is that men aren't taking up our space as we should. We find that women, and this is no in no means and no way banter to any woman. We love our women and we love what you women are doing. We love how our, for example, our Terry Carrells and, you know, Miss Kitty and or Simone Clark Coopers. We love our Yendis and what they are doing in their space. However, what I find is that us as men kind of take the back burner and kind of, sit in the shadows and just do a thing. That's how we are as men. We're not really too upfront. However, you find that it is negatively affecting our younger men. And you find that those who are the voices that they are hearing are the ones that we don't necessarily want them to hear. And so in decision making, they make their decisions, or younger men that is, we make our decisions on who we hear the loudest. And I believe that they are hearing wrong voice.
It's true.
So it is an initiative of mine to bring back to the fore uh, true men in society, help to have us stand up and re-own our space, reoccupy our space as men. And so I have a video podcast that I'm working on now. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Sweet Talk, Suite, sort of a
All
pun.
right.
Um, and that is a 30-minute conversations where we come as men and just talk about man things, talk about things that are affecting men in the society, in an effort to bring some light and bring some direction to not only our younger ones, but the older ones as well, as to what do I do as a man? How am I supposed to dress? How am I supposed to act? How am I supposed to live? How am I supposed to
Oh,
treat a woman? How am I supposed to treat, and how am I supposed to behave in society, behave at work? You know, so it's something that I'm really, really passionate about, and something
all
that,
right.
that, that the world needs.
Awesome. Very powerful. And I do share the same sentiments. So um, I'll be more than willing to be a member of that podcast or a guest, sorry,
Absolutely,
on that podcast.
absolutely,
All right. So yes, things are gonna happen, guys, and I just wanted to continue to support this young man and to pray for him that what he wants to achieve, he will achieve. Back to your final words. Sorry for interrupting you earlier.
no problem. So it's really just a charge to our men. Uh, let's reoccupy that space. Let's re-own that space, and let's stand up. One way or the other, we are mentored by someone, whether we think about it or not, consciously
True.
or unconsciously. So it's a charge for us as men to stand up as true mentors so that our younger ones can have someone to look to. That's me.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Chevaughn Walker, founder of ByTheirSuits, for your time and the knowledge that you have shared. As I said before, I've learned quite a few things tonight, and I'm just really happy that we had this conversation. It's the
Absolutely.
first time I'm actually speaking like this to this young man, and
Yeah,
that's what this podcast is about. We're building new connections.
indeed.
And as we have seen, great minds, obviously think alike. We're dressing in similar colors and all that stuff. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right. So as I said before, his links will be in the description. My links will be in the description. You know where to find me by now. This has been another episode of the Business Motivation Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Farquharson. And of course, as I always say, always stay motivated. All right. We'll see you guys for the next episode.
Indeed. Blessings.